It is middle of the summer. We are about 2 weeks from August. Climate change is whooping my behind, and a lot of the cool weather crops that I thought would be able to last a little bit longer have been completely wiped out by this heat. Last year it was not this hot. So I want to make that up with the fall garden. It's time to go through my seeds, sort and organize them really nicely, think about the ones that I want to grow, what I'm actually going to use. Most countries have some sort of agency or department of agriculture. In the US, it's the USDA. The USDA will map out the entire country and sort it into different hardiness zones, each one having a different code based on the average temperatures across that year. You need to know when your frost date is, because most plants don't survive past that frost temperature, and especially not a killing frost. Even some of the cool weather crops, so fall and winter, they might be able to last beyond the frost date, but if it gets much colder than that really quickly, you need to wrap it up. You need to harvest soon. When I was in California, the average temperature range was much higher. I had a very long summer garden window. Now, my summer garden window isn't as long, and I need to start thinking about planting fall weather crops that can be harvested in October or November. Okay, so now that I know how many maximum days I have to do just one round, we're going to start pulling up some different seed packets, sorting them into fall versus summer, and then also some of the maturity date ranges, so how many days it takes for the plant to mature. Before I actually sort my seeds, I like to kind of orient myself and make sure I'm going in with some idea, at least, of what I want to eat for the next few months, what I'm going to be storing and preserving from the garden, and how it's going to translate into actual meals. So I like to pull out all of my favorite cookbooks or cookbooks that are really inspiring to me right now. I might go on Pinterest, look up some fall meals, some crock pot meals, some soup recipes, just to get a sense of what my taste buds might actually like, because it doesn't make sense for me to put a lot of time and effort into growing something that I ultimately won't eat or share with other people. In another video, I'll talk about a lot of the trackers or planners I've come across that help people map out their planting schedule based on their garden's hardiness zone or their city's hardiness zone. Some have stuck with me and they've worked really well, or even basic spreadsheets and formats. Others have kind of fallen by the wayside and just didn't really fit my routine and style, but they might fit yours. So we can do that in another video. So I have finally finished. I've gotten all of my seeds sorted. I've put them in specific groups on when to plant them. I also went through each of the seeds packets, including the ones that didn't have days to harvest, and made my nice list of all the time it will take to grow each of those plants. It looks like I can do a couple rounds of the really short harvested ones, so like radishes or any sort of beets, turnips, right? Those might take like 2 months max, maybe 3. The other types of herbs like lavender is going to take longer, so I could probably start them now and then be able to transplant them outside. They do well with frost, and I'll be able to collect and pick the leaves off as I need them. Any of the leafy greens, it is way too hot to plant them right now outside. So I think I'm going to start a lot of like the collard greens, the kale inside, so I can transplant them later when the temperatures have kind of died down. I also have this little hydroponic system that I haven't set up this year. I used to use hydroponic garden, like Aero Gardens, a lot during my first year as a beginner, and I grew so much in those little machines right there on the kitchen counter. I might bring that back up for a lot of those leafy ones like the lettuce, the spinach, the arugula. They don't take too much space. Cabbage, I tried to grow it this year in the vegetable towers, not enough space for them to really get heads. So I'm going to hope, or rather I'm going to look at the type of space I have in my garden and when I think I'll start moving plants out. Like the tomato beds, that's booked for the next at least month or two as the heat comes in and things start to ripen. The corn too, sunflowers, those have taken, they're booked for the entire summer. But I have space in the vegetable towers that I can pull out some of the plants that have fried, put some of the herb ones or the beets and the carrots. I have one bed that is open now that I've harvested the garlic, and now I'm thinking I need to bring the garlic inside and probably mince and prep that. So I know I have at least one bed, but it doesn't get a bunch of sun, which you really want for root vegetables. I have to think about this, about where I need to circulate and move stuff around. I do have a lot of grow bags. I can always move them as the sun shifts, and they're pretty big, so I might be able to grow a few of the really big heady plants like cabbage in there. We'll see. I also need to get some onion seeds. I did notice that I want to try cauliflower and broccoli again, the really heady plants. I also want onions. I have some potatoes out there right now. If I can get me some nice onion seeds that would last me over the winter, might be nice. I also have a couple seeds that I still want to try this year. It's going to be tight. I need to start them literally in the next day or two. So like the honey nut squash, that is technically a summer vegetable, and it might hit right at the harvest time. The harvest time might hit right at the frost date. So fingers crossed that works. I still can probably plant some beans that I'll be able to harvest before the frost date. Might want to plant a bunch of them so I can just harvest one big batch and store them. Cucumbers too, right? Cucumbers are something that I don't actually eat that much of, but my sister and my friends do. So I try to plant, one or two plants every year and just let it do its thing. It grows pretty fast. Okay, I think that'll work. I'm glad I was able to talk this out. But see you guys next time. Hopefully my next vlog will be me actually starting seeds and putting these in containers. I can showcase my little indoor greenhouse setup that I have with all the lights and the heat and monitoring it. Yeah, I think I've got my plan. Hopefully it works out. We're definitely flying a little late here, but I'm excited. All right, so see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. What are some of the seeds that you think that I should plant for the fall garden? Are there any favorite crops and veggies that you enjoy? Maybe even fruit, like I have alpine strawberries. Let me know what you think about the video as well. Give me some encouragement as I continue posting. I'll see you next time. That's it. Bye, hun.